Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session today. Hope you guys are doing good. Let us start this session. Okay. So, if you remember, yesterday we were discussing about how to create a Google Cloud storage bucket.
Recording in progress.
Right. So, let us pick it from there. Okay. Let me click on create storage bucket. So we should first give a proper name to the bucket, guys. So I'm gonna give a name like this. Storage bucket. That's 10. Okay, so this is the name that I have given, and that name is available. This is where we have to select a proper location. We now know that there are three types of locations. One is region, dual region, and multi-region. There is no replication in the region. There will be replication in the dual region to the across two regions, and in a multi-region there will be a replication in multiple regions, and which is having a high availability, sir. In multi-regions, you will be having a high availability, guys. So that is also we can see. Okay, so I am for now the location type I am selecting as a multi-region and clicking on continue, and here we have to select a proper storage class. There are 4 storage classes you can see here, guys. Okay, so one is standard, nearline, cold line, and archive. We now know how to select a proper storage class also. We have seen yesterday, right? So this is what it is. So if you are accessing the file frequently, then you can go for the standard. If you wanted to access a file once in a month, you can go for the nearline, and once in a quarter for cold line, once in a year for the archive. And the cost, and there are 2 costs associated for the each service, right? For this one, there will be a transactional cost, there will be a storage cost. Transactional cost will be very high for the archival storage class, and storage cost will be very high for the standard storage cost. Why? It is because if you wanted to frequently access the data to be highly available, that is the reason the storage cost will be very high. Likewise, if you are accessing once in a year, the data has to be available once in a year. So that is fine. That is the reason the storage cost is less. But when you are retrieving the data, so the data transaction cost will be very high. So this is the main difference between the storage classes. So we now know how to select a proper storage class as well. So for now I am selecting a standard, guys, because I wanted to create this bucket for what purpose? Frequently accessed data. So that is the reason I am selecting this. Okay, I am clicking on continue, and this is where we are. This is the place where we are controlling the data inside the buckets, right? When you create a bucket, so you are going to upload some objects inside it. So how to control the access to those objects? This is where we are defining that. So there are 2 things. One is access control with the help of the uniform, access control fine grained. Uniform means there will be a uniform access to all the buckets, uniform access to all the objects inside a bucket, and fine grained access to each object inside a bucket. Okay, so uniform means access at bucket level, that will be achieved with help of the IAM, identity access management. And one more thing is access at object level. Each object you are going to provide access, that can be achieved with the help of the IAM plus ACLS, nothing but the access control list. Okay, so this is what one more thing. So I'm going to select find window now. Okay, click on continue. So the final step is Object versioning or retention policy. What is this one, sir? Now I want you to understand. Okay, very simple again. Object versioning. What is this one, sir? You have created a one bucket. Think like this. You have created a one bucket. So this is your bucket. Okay. Once you created a bucket, you have uploaded a file. Think like this. You have uploaded a sales.csv file. Okay. For some purpose, you have used this file. Okay. For data processing purpose, you have used this file. Okay. So for here, you are doing some data processing. Okay. Here you are doing data processing. For that, you need this file. You took this file from here. Okay. And you are doing some activity on it. Okay. Okay. What you have done, sir? You wanted to do some data processing, data cleaning on this sales.csv from this bucket. So you have loaded that file sales.csv from the bucket, nothing but a Google Cloud storage to data processing system. And here it is. Okay. Once you have removed null values, something like this, you have cleaned something like removed null values, removed duplicate values. After that, where you have to store? Again, I wanted to store here, guys. Okay. When you wanted to again store here, now understand, sir. When you wanted to again store here, now tell me what are the options to you. What are the options? Either you can overwrite this object. Okay. Because it is the same file. Either you can overwrite this object or you can create a one more version of this object. Understand this point, sir. Either you can overwrite this object, okay, like this. For example, you keep this file here and keep it here. That means the file was overwritten. That means what happened, sir? The original file is gone. The new file with the clean data is there. So this is one way of doing it. So this is a object versioning. For this point of time, you don't need to be object versioning. Okay, you don't need to select the object versioning. But sir, I don't want that. What I want is like whenever I do some kind of activity on my file, I wanted to create a one more version of it. What I wanted to do, sir, I wanted to have a one more version of it. Now, if I store this file here, it should be a one more file, one more version, and one more object like this. Sales.csv, it is a 01.csv. Okay, so this is how I can go for the version. So when you enable the object versioning, it will not overwrite the existing object, the original object. It will create a one more object, sir. Okay, sales. Okay, what is this one, sir? Sales 01. 01 is your version of next version of your original file. Okay, what is the main difference between the sales.csv to the sales01.csv? So you have done some processing on top of it. Likewise, if you have taken sales.01 and csv, okay, what happened is like you have taken this file again and you done a one more versioning and you have created a one more file. Okay, if you done one more versioning, that means sales underscore 02.csv. So this is a third version. Likewise, you can go for, if you do any times of a activity on this file, you can go for any number of versions. Okay, so this is what is nothing but a object versioning. Okay, what is the main advantage of the object versioning? You can keep your original files along with the newer versions of this file. Okay, so objective versioning enables you to keep the original file as well as processed files. Okay, modified files. So this is the original file. From this one, this is a modified file, and from this one, this is a one more modified file. From this one more modified file. This is how this is was original and this is modified. This is original and this is modified. This is original and this is modified. So this is how you will be able to create object versioning. But if you don't enable the object versioning, what will happen, sir? All this will be overwritten. So you don't find these versions, you will only find this thing. Okay, all files will be with the same name and it will be overwritten to the overwritten. So this is how you will only be finding a sales.csv. But if you enable the versioning, then you will be able to find like this. But the question is, how many levels of object versioning I can have? Sir, I can go, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And how many versions I can enable? Or how many levels of object versioning I can have? So that thing you can actually select in your here. Okay. So what happens? So when you enable the object versioning, what will happen, sir? For restoring deleted or overwritten objects, to minimize the cost of storing the versions, we recommended to limit the number of non-current versions. So for example, if you enable the object versioning, that means the versioning will already enabled. So maximum versions per object is 1. Okay, or you can select 2, or you can select 5, or you can select anything. And non-concurrent, expire non-concurrent versions after this many days. For example, sir, you select 7. Okay, so for example, what happened? Sorry, you select 4, sir. Okay, you select 4. What happened is like, so 1, this is a 1, 2, 3, and 4. One next the 5 will come, this first original file will be gone, because what will be happened, you select only 4 versions. Okay, so again there will be only 4 versions for that particular object. Older versions will be deleted. Again, if a new more version comes, and the very original file will be deleted. Likewise, you will be able to have. Sir, when it will be deleted? After 7 days. After 7 days, like this. For example, if you select here 3, sir. Okay, 3 versions. If you select, what will happen is like, so you selected 3, and this is your first version. This is your second version. Third version will be there. Third version. When the third version came, this file is gone. Okay, when the fourth version came, sales.04.csv, because we need only 4 version, right? When the fourth version came, this will be gone, because at a time, how many versions you want, you will be having it. Maximum number of versions will be at a time 3 only. So how it will be enabling it? The existing, the very older version will be removed. The recent last 3 versions will be available. So this is how it is going to be managing, guys. Okay, so this is what is called as objective versioning. What is meant by objective versioning, sir? Instead of overwriting the objects, you are going to enable the objective versioning for tracking purpose. Whatever the activity you are doing, right? So for that activity, you can able to track your what kind of activity you have done it. So this is what is the main advantage of objective versioning. Okay, hope you got it. Okay, and one more thing is, final thing is, what was that, sir? Retention policy. Okay, this is either object versioning or retention policy. Let me tell you now. Retention policy. So very simple, sir. Retention policy is very simple. You see here, you have created a bucket. What is this one, sir? You have created a bucket. That bucket, inside that you have uploaded a file called sales.csv. Okay, sales.csv. So if I delete this file, the file will be automatically deleted. Okay, if I try to delete the sales.csv, this file will be automatically deleted. but I don't want to delete this file until some period of time. Okay, as soon as the file is uploaded, until the some period of time, it should not be deleted. That is known as a retention policy. You put a retention period here. Okay, retention period. That retention period, if you select some 5 hours, okay, what will happen is like if you upload a one file, if you upload a one file to this bucket until 5 hours, that not even a single file will be able to delete it. You cannot delete it. Okay, this is your requirement in the companies, right? For example, if someone is uploading a file, no one will be able to delete the file until some period of time. So this is what is known as a retention policy, sir. You put some retention policy on top of your bucket. So as soon as you delete, as soon as you uploaded a file to the particular bucket, that cannot be deleted. If the retention period is over, you can able to delete it. Okay, that retention period can be a 5 minute, 1 minute, 1 hour, 5 hour, 10 hour, 1 minute, 1 month, 1 year. So it can be anything. Okay, so let us see what is that here. So for preventing the deletion or modification of buckets, objects for a specific minimum duration of time after being uploaded. Okay, so it is also like that, not only for deletion, sir, for also for modification. Two things. Okay, you cannot delete it, you cannot modify it. You don't have a right access here on this file until retention period is over. So you cannot do two things. You cannot delete the file, you cannot modify the file until the retention period is over. So this is what is nothing but a retention policy. You see here. So retain the objects for, like I would say, for 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes means 180 seconds. Okay. So I have selected for 3 minutes, sir. Okay. So now I have selected all the things. Object versioning, I don't wanted to go for object versioning. I wanted to go for retention policy. Okay, I have selected that one. So access control is standard, storage class is standard, location type is region, and the bucket name is this one. Click on create. Confirm. Okay. Now you see here, sir, bucket storage bucket batch 10 is created. Okay, so you have created a one bucket with all your requirements, sir. For example, let me upload a file. Okay, let me upload a file, guys. Okay, so I am uploading a CSV file, that is customers.csv. Okay, one file is uploaded. You see here customers.csv. Okay, now tell me, sir, what is the retention period? Until 180 seconds, I cannot be able to delete it, right? So if I try to delete it, so click on this file. You see here, click on delete. Click on delete. It should not be deleted because it is not 3 minutes. So it should throw an error. See, bucket could not be deleted. You can click on view details. You can see here it is failed because object has a retention policy, cannot be deleted or overwritten. After this time, you can able to do it. So this is what is a retention policy, sir. If someone wanted to delete the file within the retention period, they cannot be able to do it, sir. After 3 minutes, it is only we have selected only 180 seconds. You can select 1 day, you can select days, and some 10 days, 1 year also you can select. So it is your own choice. This retention policy period is your own choice. For now, for demo purpose, I have selected 180 seconds. Okay. And location region is this one, storage class is this one, and public access is no public access. Sir, what is the main advantage of the Google Cloud Storage? For storing the bucket as well as retrieving the data. Okay, for example, tomorrow, yeah.
After retention period is over, the file will be automatically deleted, or
No,
else
no, no, no. It will not be deleted. You can, if you wanted to delete it, you can delete it. Okay, retention policy is something that retention, my retention policy, the name itself, it is say that this file for sure will be available for this much time. Okay, for sure it will be available. Later point of time, if someone is deleted, it will not be available. If someone is keep not deleting it, it will be available again. But retention policy, for sure that file will be available, but for that period of time. Okay, after some time, if someone wanted to delete it, it can be able, they can able to delete it. But within the retention, even though if someone try to delete it, they don't have access. Even though someone try to overwrite it, also they cannot they cannot do it. Okay, so this is something.
We can
And
change
yeah,
that retention period, right?
sorry.
We can change the retention period, right? If you want to delete now.
Yes, we can change it. We can change it. For example, we can go to the protection and we can edit it. Okay, I can edit it. Now it is 180 seconds, right? You can change it to 120 seconds, or you can change it to some days. Okay, 2 days. Okay, anything. Or I don't want it to remove it at all. I don't want a retention policy at all. This you can delete it. Entire retention policy. I don't want a retention policy at all.
Okay.
You can delete it. Yeah. Okay, retention policy is gone. You see here, there is no retention policy option here. For example, if I try to delete it, it will be deleted. Done, deleted. Okay. So this is how. If you wanted to have a retention policy, you can go. If you don't wanted to have a retention policy, you can remove it. Okay. Now I have uploaded one more file, sir. It can be deleted automatically because it's easy, because there is no retention policy. That's one thing. And sir, now in our Google Cloud Storage, the main activity that we are doing is like storing the data. And one more thing is retrieving the data. Sir, how I can retrieve this file? Okay, how to retrieve the file? I mean, how I can access this file from some other service? For that one, you click on this particular service. Sorry, click on the particular object. You see here, this is the metadata of the object, guys. For that particular object, which object you have selected here? You see region underscore country list.csv. This CSV file, this is the metadata of that particular file. Okay, that file is a type is text, size is this one, when it is created, last created, what is the storage class, and public URL is not left, authenticated URL. This can be an authenticated URL, sir. This is a GSUtil URL. So what is the difference between this one and this one? Sir, authenticated URL, if someone wanted to access this CSV file from outside the Google Cloud platform, then they can go for this link. If someone wanted to access this particular file from the inside a Google Cloud Platform services, they can go for this path. Okay, so accessing is very important, sir. It is not that I wanted to store the data. It's not my intention to store the data. My intention is to do some processing on top of it. Tomorrow I wanted to do some processing. So main intention is, it's not our main idea to just to store the data. Tomorrow we need to access the file. How to access the file? This is the link of that. Inside the Google Cloud, you can use this link. Outside the Google Cloud, you can use this link. Okay, so these are the accessing. Now, sir, the very good question we have think about is like, okay, I wanted to provide a access to each person, okay, object level. Anyway, we selected this as a what's a fine grained, right? Okay, so if you click on this configuration, this is a bucket configuration, sir. You see here, this is a bucket configuration. Okay, inside a bucket configuration, this is a metadata of the bucket. So when it is created, when it is updated, what is the location? You cannot edit the location later. Replication, you cannot edit it. But storage classes, if you wanted to change it to today, you can change it to anything. Okay, you can edit the storage class. Okay, sir, this is your bucket if you wanted to access it outside the GCP, inside the GCP. Okay, access control is fine-grained. Tomorrow, if you wanted to make it as a uniform, also you make it. So now the bucket is what, sir? It is a fine-grained access. The control via fine-grained. Now I wanted to provide a permission to this bucket. Okay, so the access control is what, sir? Fine-grained access. So access to objects can be granted through object access control list. So this is what is this. So now there are two things that I can do. One is grant access at a object entire bucket level. So I will select some account here. Okay. Okay, this is not correct name, sir. Anyway, but I'm sorry. Okay, it seems like it is correct only. I didn't create it, but yeah, you go to the Google Cloud Storage, you select a storage admin or storage object admin, creator or viewer. You select one thing, save it. So bucket level, you have provided an access to that particular person. Who is that person? Somewhere here it is. For this person, you have selected object admin. Bucket level storage object admin. That means he is an object admin of this particular bucket from now on. No, sir. I don't want it to provide a bucket level permissions because I don't want it to provide a bucket level because he is a data engineer. He should be only have access to only this file. Okay. So only this file we have to provide access. Then in that case, you see here, you are inside a CSV file. You click on edit access. Okay. What is that user, sir? Add an entry. And it is a user or a group. You select either group also, domain also, project also, public also. You can select user. And what is that name of him? Saidhul Johnny at gmail.com. Okay. And what kind of access you wanted to provide him? Owner access or reader access. That means viewer access or owner access. You can provide a owner access, can save it. Okay, so this is what is nothing but an object level access. You provide an object wise. Okay, you went to the CSV. That means now you can see who has access to this object. So this person, from now on, this person is having access to this bucket. Okay, so these are the all other things are like this editor, owner, viewer, or these are the common, sir. It is about all about project, and user is my account. So you can see here, right? This is my Google account. But any other account entries, any other access if you wanted to do, you add an entry, you provide a email name or this one, you select here. Okay, whether it is a owner or reader. Okay, so this is how you are going to edit the access of each object. So object level permissions you are going to achieve it with this option. Okay, hope you got it, guys. Any questions on this one? Okay,
That
hope
means
you
they
got
can
it.
able to edit the file, everything from file level permission.
So yeah, they can. For example, if you select it is a owner access, they can do it.
Okay, reader means
Modify
just
it,
they
delete
can.
it,
Okay.
modify it, delete it, anything. If I select a reader, he can only view the file.
Okay, but they can't upload the file in that bucket, right?
No. If it
Okay.
is reader, no. But if it is a owner, they can upload it, they can create a new file, they can modify it, they can delete it, anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how you are going to achieve a object level permissions. As I also told you, bucket level permissions can be achieved with the help of what, sir? IAM. You go to the, this is your bucket. You go to the permissions directly. Bucket level permissions means you are inside a bucket only. You are not going to select anything. So you click on grant access. This is your IAM. Okay, this is, you just click on grant access. You select that particular principal or nothing but an account, and you assign a role. Okay, so this is how you are going to achieve a bucket level permissions, and that way you are going to achieve a object level permissions. Clear?
Yes.
Is it clear, guys?
Yeah, clear.
Hope you guys are with me. So this is how two things. Now everything is good, sir. Now I have successfully created a bucket, and I have uploaded an object. I selected a retention policy. I know how to select a retention policy. Now I know how to provide a permissions to the bucket level as well as object level also. And I know how to access the file with the help of the outside the GCP, how to access it, inside the GCP, how to access it also. I know that, sir. And I think all the things are here. Okay. So this is all about storage, Google Cloud Storage, creating a bucket from the console. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me, sir. Otherwise, what I will do is like now, I will try to tell you how to create a bucket with the help of the Cloud Shell. Okay. That is very simple, sir. You don't go to this thing if I say that thing, because code is very simple. Okay. Yeah. I think no one is having any questions, sir. Now that means we now know that how to create a bucket with the help of a cloud console. Now let me activate the cloud shell. Sir, we now know how to activate the cloud shell also. We go to the top right corner and we click on this activate cloud shell. Yeah, someone is asking a question.
Sir, can you just give me one example for ACL? ACL, how you are creating, sir? Through ACL?
So I'll go to this one bucket. I'll click on the file. ACL is nothing but a object level permissions, right? So object level permissions. What does that mean, sir? I have to first select my object. I will select my object. Permission means access right. Click on one. Add an entry. Add a entry, username, and whether it is a reader or owner. Click on show. That's it. Done.
Only two permissions, a reader or a owner?
Yeah, there are only two permissions. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So now we will see how to create a bucket with the help of the with the help of the command line tool. Okay, let me activate. So let me go to this first page. Sorry. Okay, this first page, you see here, I can activate the Cloud Shell, right? Okay, click on this activate button. So Cloud Shell will be activated here, sir. Okay, so even though when you are inside a Cloud Shell also, the very first thing that you have to do is like you have to be selecting a proper project, sir. Okay, first thing, gcloud config set, sorry, config set project. Okay, the project, you see here the same code. I have not done anything, sir. The same code I copied and pasted here. Okay, I don't want it to do so. So I copied and pasted here. What is my project ID? I select my this one projects. I select my project ID from here, copy it and paste it here. Click enter. That means it is going to we are going to authorize it. So that means the project will be changed now. Okay, updated property. So from now on, this is the project will be shown here. Okay, this is our project ID where we are working. Okay, so once you selected a proper project, now you have to create a bucket. Sir, very simply, if you wanted to create a bucket, you don't want to worry about all of those things. Then just click on commands are gsutil commands, sir. Okay, why they are calling gsutil commands, I will tell you. Okay, create a bucket. Not only create a bucket, sir. So if you wanted to interact with the command line tool and wanted to create a bucket or object or whatever the thing inside a Google Cloud Storage, all those commands are starting with the gsutil, sir. All the commands will start with the gsutil. That's the reason they're going to call it as a gsutil commands. Okay, all the commands will start with the gsutil. So that's the reason gsutil commands. So what does this gsutil commands imply? Gsutil commands are nothing but a GCS to interact with the GCS. Okay, interact with the GCS from the Cloud Shell. So the gsutil commands, all the commands will begin with the gsutil, sir. So that's the reason. Now, if I wanted to create a bucket, no worries about that, sir. I do not know about the commands I have already listed here. You have my notes, you see here. So how to create a bucket and bucket properties in the shell? Select a proper project first thing, and after that gsutil commands. Okay, we already know what is a gsutil commands now. gsutil commands are the ones, when I say gsutil, you are going to interact with the Google Cloud Storage from the Cloud Shell. So that is what is gsutil commands. Now you see here, sir, if I wanted to create a bucket, somewhere there will be a create a bucket. You see here at the end, create a bucket. What is this command, sir? Okay, gsutil mb gs slash colon slash bucket name, we have to provide it. Okay, I will go here, gsutil mb gs slash bucket name, I have to provide it, right? It should be a very unique name. We already know. If I, for example, if I give bucket /1, do you think it will be creating? Because the bucket name is already taking, right? So you see here, bucket 1 is already exist. Someone has, because it should not, it should be a globally unique name. So far, no one has used this name. So that's the reason bucket 1 might have been taken by some other people in the Google Cloud Storage, right? So that's the reason you cannot able to create it. For that one, now I will come up with a very unique name, that is demo bucket resources. Okay, so this is the bucket name I have given, sir. You see here, if I, as soon as I click on enter, you will be able to see at the top the bucket is started creating. You will be able to see here. Okay, so if I refresh it here, see here, sir, demo bucket resources created just now. Okay, very simple. By default, it will take by default location type, by default storage class. Okay, by default public access are subjected to ACLS. By default fine-grained access, protection is none. All of these things. So by default options, it will take it. No, sir. I don't wanted it to take a default actions. I wanted to create a with a different options, right? So for example, I wanted to select a proper storage class. Sir, I wanted to provide a bucket location also. Sir, I want to provide a what I would say retention policy also. You can also create a bucket like that. Okay. So this is something like this. gsutil mb. Okay, you hyphen mention p, the project ID you mention here. Okay, all the things if you wanted to mention. So this is one thing. And the storage class. So hyphen c, you mention the storage class. So the storage class you wanted to do is like a near line. Okay. And if you wanted to select a location, -L. The location is you wanted to select a multi-region. Okay, and the retention policy. I think it's PRC. I don't remember, sir, but it is retention policy. You select 1 minute, guys. I don't know. I forgot actually how to put a retention policy in this one. Retention period or something like that. I forgot. One minute, guys. Somewhere I forgot. Bucket with the retention policy in Cloud Shell. Okay, that I will tell you, sir. Okay, that is fine. And if you wanted to go for uniform bucket level access or fine-grained bucket level access, that is also you can say. So if it is a uniform, you can just mention uniform. Okay, why it's not coming? Hyphen uniform bucket level access. So this is what. Sir, if you don't understand this L, you can also mention like location. So that is also fine. Okay, so if you don't understand, sir, I don't understand this one, hyphen location also you can mention. Location, or if it is you don't understand the storage class, then you can also mention hyphen storage class. Okay, is equals to, you have, I think we have to mention equals to. Whenever we mention hyphen, we have to mention equals to. Equal to. Likewise, we mention project, right? So we will also mention hyphen project equals to. Okay, so this is how MB we mentioning project storage class. Location spelling is wrong. Location, okay, as well as uniform bucket level access. So I think all of the things are here. So what is the final thing that we have to mention, sir? Bucket name we have to mention, right? So I will mention GS // the bucket name I wanted to mention is something I do not know. I do not wanted to create this something a dummy. I will create it, sir. Later I will delete it. Okay, enter. Something wrong? Okay. Key location -L directly I can use. Okay, you can use directly. This is what he is saying, sir. You can directly mention like this. Okay, instead of selecting all of these things. So let me just copy this thing and I will go to my notepad and we will try to write and come here and try to do the same thing, right? Okay, if I wanted to create a full-fledged bucket, okay, let me increase the size so that you will be able to see here, guys. Okay, 16. Now, so instead of mentioning the entire bucket, he is saying that use only -p. Okay, -p, that is project ID. Storage class -c, that is nearline. Location -L, multi-region. Uniform bucket level access.
Now it's showing retention also. Can you add it?
Yeah, we can also now put a retention policy also. Now retention and time. So this I will mention here as somewhere retention retention, the time instead of time, what I would say, some 10. By default, it will take some 10 seconds, I believe. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, this bucket name, I will put it at the front, sir. I don't want it here. Okay, I will go here and I will mention create this bucket, and on this project, and the storage class is this one, and the location is this one. Okay, and the bucket access is uniform, bucket level access, and retention policy is this one. I'm not sure how to provide this 10 seconds or just 10 is enough, but we will see. Okay, GCP MB. Let me copy this thing. Where is that? Let me clear the window. Let me provide it here. MB does not support file / URLs. Do you mean GS? What does that mean? I have provided that only, right? MB does not support file.
Otherwise, we can create the bucket in the existing this one demo. Like
No, we can only create a bucket. It's only the bucket. We cannot create a something like this because it shouldn't show like this. Let me try to do it one more time. Okay, instead of this one, what I will do. We can also use one more command also, but I will also try that G cloud storage buckets create. This is also we can use it. Let's try that as well. There's some problem. So retention, something wrong with the retention, guys. Did you mean retention period? Yes. So what I will do, I will remove that retention now. For now, I don't want it to worry about it. Okay, 1 minute, guys. Let me create a bucket with very simply. I don't want to worry about these things. Okay, I think so. Let me update it here first. Okay, GSUtil MB. I have given a project ID. So this is my project ID. -P. I have given project ID. -C. I have given storage class. -L. I have given a multi-region. So let me remove all of these things. 1 minute. So let me just copy this thing and try to create a bucket. MB does not exist. I don't know what's wrong with it. You mean to use a GS / URL? I know. 1 minute, guys. Let me see what is this error. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Use right. We created a bucket with the GS there. It is asking to throw this support to the domain URL. Let's see what is this error. Okay. So in that case, I will do like this. He's saying that you use this at the end. We actually created at the end only first. Yeah. So this is what it's trying to create it. Location constraint is not valid. Okay. So the location what we have mentioned is multi-region. In that case, I can select any location. That is also fine. So, but now this is how we create it. Okay, got it, right? So let me show you one more time. For example, if I wanted to use this particular code only to create a bucket, okay. So what we will do, I will go to the location. Okay, instead of multi-region, what I will do, I will select some region, sir. Okay, US hyphen east hyphen 1 or just east 1. So it will create a bucket inside that location. That. So if I refresh it, it will be created here. Okay, see here, something like we have created a bucket name. This is our bucket name, right? Some 20, something like this. So this is what is a bucket. It is created inside a region. This is a region. Okay, so this is how you can able to create a bucket from the Cloud Shell as well. Okay, so you have created a bucket from the Cloud Shell. So this is not our just creating a bucket, right? Sir, for example, if I wanted to delete a bucket, what I can do, sir? Okay, for that all the activity, what thing you wanted to do, I have listed out all the commands here, sir. Creating a bucket, this is how you create a bucket. Sir, if you wanted to delete a bucket also somewhere, delete rm, and you can just mention delete means rm. Okay, you can just mention gsutil, sorry, gsutil rm. If you wanted to delete this particular bucket, right, copy this thing, gs / this is the one. So enter, the bucket will be deleted. Or else matched, did you mean to rm minus r? Yes, sorry, rm minus r whenever you wanted to create it. Removed. So you, if I refresh it, you don't find that particular file here, particular bucket here. Bucket is deleted. So you can create a bucket, delete a bucket. No, sir, I don't want to create a bucket and delete a bucket. For example, just now I have created. So earlier we have created a demo bucket resources, right? In this one, I do not have any files. Okay, what I wanted to do is like, I wanted to copy one file from this bucket to that bucket. Okay, what I wanted to do, sir, I wanted to copy one file from this bucket to that bucket. For example, it is this file, sir. Okay, java file.csv.js. This file I wanted to copy from this bucket to that bucket. Okay, for that one, I'll just go here. Okay, first thing I want you to understand is like copying a file. Okay, copy file. So somewhere there will be a copy. So this is cp gs util cp. You wanted to use the existing path and new path, right? Gs util cp. What is the path of that existing and the new path? Okay, I'm going to do what, right? So gs util copy. I wanted to copy. Which files are you wanted to copy? So this is a file. So this file, right? GS util inside this bucket. This is a file I wanted to copy. Copy this path. Okay. To where you wanted to copy, sir? I wanted to copy to. So this bucket, right? Batch 10. This bucket I wanted to copy. The file has to come here. Okay. You copy this thing. Okay. Now you see here, ds//v, enter this one. And while copying also, I wanted to create one file. So it is a Java folder. I wanted to create one folder. So I created one Java folder. Inside that, it has to create that Java file.js has to be moved. Okay. In that case, you see here, sir, it is moved. Operation completed. Copying what's this file to the mentioned bucket. So this file. So if I go here, and now I do not have anything. If I refresh it, I'll be able to see one folder here, Java folder. So Java folder I will see. Inside that I should see the file name. Okay, Java file.cs. Okay, so this is how you can also copy, move a file, delete a file. You can also, sir, I don't want this file now. If you wanted to delete it, you can also delete a file. So any activity, whatever the thing you wanted to do, you can able to do from the Google Cloud Storage, Google Cloud Shell as well. Okay. Okay, guys. Any questions?
Sir, in one bucket we can store as many
Yes,
objects we need,
yes,
sir.
yes. Any number of
In
files
one
you can store,
bucket,
yes.
sir.
Sorry?
Uh,
Yeah.
While creating a bucket, it will take automatically, right, sir? That multi-region like and all.
This will, when
Without
you just,
using Cloud Shell, we can edit, right, sir?
I mean, if you wanted to edit it, there can be a way, but the thing is like the code becomes very complex.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? So this is how you actually go through. I mean, you actually wanted to interact with the Google Cloud Storage from the Cloud Shell. There is a command for each and everything, guys. Will be a command for each and everything. What you just have to do is like you just have to make yourself comfortable with the commands. That's it. Okay. The common commands I have listed. List all the buckets. For example, if I wanted to list all the buckets, okay, gsutil ls. So it will list out all the buckets inside my Google Cloud Storage. You see here, these are the buckets. These are the buckets. If I wanted to list all the files inside a bucket, ls, inside a bucket, for example, I will take this bucket. Okay, it will list out all the files inside that bucket. You see here, this is one, and there is a folder. Okay, this is a folder. If you wanted to list out all the files in one more bucket, so anything can be done here. If you wanted to list it out, okay, download a file. Sir, I wanted to download something. You can download it. You can upload a file. You can, if you wanted to view a file, sir, I wanted this file to be viewed. Okay, so I wanted to view a file. So gsutil cat is the file. Cat is a command to view the file, sir. What is the file you are viewing? So this file, which one? Regions underscore country underscore list .csv. You wanted to see that, you mentioned cat command. That data will be shown here. You see that data is shown here. Okay, the data is not in a correct way, but it is like this is how you can see it. Okay, so these are the things that you can all do, guys. Okay, what you have to do is like create a bucket from the console, create a bucket from the Cloud Shell, try to do some activities from both of the ends. So that is where you are going to add. So if you wanted to have more commands, gsutil help, you can also click on help. You will get some help here. So what are the commands inside the gsutil? You will be able to see all of the things here. Okay, so for example, moving an object. Make an object. Make means create an object. MB is a command to create an object. MV for move an object or rename an object. So likewise, RB remove the buckets. RM remove the objects. Okay, so all the things, update, versioning if you wanted to do. So ACLS, anything if you wanted to, all the commands are here, sir. The only thing is like we have to make yourself comfortable. But sir, what you suggested, do we have to go all of these commands? No. No one will be learning all of these commands. The only thing is like it's important for us to know how to create a bucket, how to delete a bucket, how to create a folder, how to delete a folder, how to create an object, how to upload an object, how to download it. Those commands are enough. You need not to worry about all of the things. Okay. Again, you just have to know if something goes.
So what is the purpose, sir? What is the purpose of object lifecycle, sir?
Sorry, object of?
Object lifecycle, sir.
So object lifecycle, yes. Yeah. So this is something kind of a rule, sir. Whenever you wanted to add some rule. So for example, like think like this, after some days, you wanted to make your storage class, standard storage class to nearline. In that case, you can create a rule here. Okay. So set a storage class to nearline after something, set a storage class to cold line. So that kind of activities you can do it. Okay. For example, if I click on continue, on what basis? On age. If you mention age, how many days? After 30 days, I want this bucket, whatever the bucket which is there, right? That is will be set from standard storage class to nearline. Okay, so that kind of a rules you can add it here. Okay, this kind of a rules you can add. If you wanted to add it, you can go for the object lifecycle. Yeah. You can also read it out here. Lifecycle rule lets you apply some actions to a bucket when certain conditions are met. For example, switching your objects to colder storage classes when they reach or pass a certain age. Okay, so this is how it is going to take. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi sir. Good morning. Actually, today is my first session.
Okay.
So may I know the duration and all for this course details?
Yes, the course duration will be 45 hours, sir. It's going to take up to close to 2 months. And the course content we have already explained. If you need a course content, you can connect with the team. The course content is already displayed. We are going to high level if you wanted to understand. Sir, if you wanted to understand high level course content, I would like to tell you here. These are the topics that we are covering, sir. Data lakes, Google Cloud Storage, RDBMS solutions, Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner, data warehousing, BigQuery, NoSQL databases, Bigtable, ingestion tool, PubSub, streaming data ingestion, data processing. We have a data proc, data flow, data fusion. We are covering all of these things. Workflow orchestration tool. We are covering the Airflow and IAM as well as cloud functions, cloud scheduler. So all of these concepts we are covering high level. Okay. So topic wise, if you wanted to see the details, you can see here.
BigQuery will be deep dive or just this one after loading the files?
No. It's almost a deep dive only, sir. Almost all the things like nested fields, how to work with the data warehousing concept.
Queries by using the SQL queries also we can check it. Huh?
Yeah, yes. From SQL queries, some loops also I will try to help you on that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this one, and at the end we are not at the end, guys. Whenever we are talking about Airflow, I will be talking about Airflow project itself. Okay, orchestration with help of this. So we will be having a real-time project as well. So whenever we are talking about that particular tool, we will be having a scenario-based projects as well as real-time projects as well. I am going to explain it here. Yeah.
Looker
So
is
these are
coming.
the main concepts that we are covering. Yeah. Sorry.
Looker or Studio like.
No, sir. This is we are not covering the visualization components here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay,
share
any
the
other-
notes? We got the recordings, but we don't have notes.
Sorry.
We didn't receive any notes. Only the recordings has been shared.
Yes. So I have not shared the notes. It's because I want everyone to be registered. Once everyone is registered, I will directly just send a link so that you will be able to access it. Maybe from Monday onwards, I will be able to provide you access, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
One question. Is this all this covered in big data? Means it's part of data engineer or what?
It's a part of big data course, sir. It's a whatever the thing that we are focusing on is a big data. That means a data engineer, big data developer, all of these things. Okay, it's more of a big data.
And what all things comes under data engineer? Means all this comes.
Yes, all of this comes as a data engineer. You are going to cover all of these things only. Yeah. So when you are working in a big data projects, in a flow, you will be working in almost all of these things. When you are working in a data engineering, either you will be working on only BigQuery or only one Cloud SQL, something like that. But when you are working in an entire big data projects, all this almost will come into the picture. Yep. Any other questions, everyone? Okay. So that is it, guys. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wind up the session. So tomorrow we will meet and we will try to see all. I will try to tell you how to, recapitulate all the Google Cloud storage, and I will tell you how to create an account. That's we will end this week, guys. Hope you are learning something from this week. Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah, someone is asking how to copy multiple files from one bucket to another bucket. That can be possible, sir. I will tell you. Okay, tomorrow you make me remember this question, so I will tell you. That's very simple. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you all. Complete your registration, sir, so that there won't be any interruption during the classes. Yeah. Thank you all. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session today. Today is our first session. I'm going to give you the demo. What are the course content that we're going to discuss? And the very first thing what I will do is like today, how to create a free tier account in the GCP. That is what is the agenda today. And first, I will also tell you what is the course content that we are going to discuss in our session. Okay. So all the things related to the course content. And after that, I will tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP. First, let us understand what is a Google Cloud Platform, guys. Okay. So GCP, what is GCP? Okay, so we are saying nowadays, cloud platforms become very famous because cloud platforms are mainly responsible for the cloud computing. Okay, so all the computation required for the data engineering or Kubernetes or application development, everything will be taken care by the cloud platform itself. Likewise, in the Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider like AWS and Azure. So it is also providing you the cloud computing services. Okay. If we have to say what are the services that the GCP is providing, okay, in terms of a data engineering, you can look at the databases that it is providing and also big data tools, big data processing tools, so many other. So these are the things that the Google Cloud provides. For example, there is a compute engines, Kubernetes engines, app engines, likewise cloud functions, serverless platforms, fully managed services. Okay. So all of these things that the Google Cloud platform is providing for us. Okay. In our session, what we are going to discuss this, let me open a OneNote where I'll tell you what is the course content that we are going to discuss in our session and a later point of time. So if you guys have any questions, I will we will spend the time to discuss discuss if you guys have any questions. And let me tell you what is the course content first. So here is the course content, guys. So as we already know, as I mentioned, Google Cloud Platform is providing a pool of cloud computing services such as Google storage and database services, as well as big data services. Okay, here also you can see Google big data services. Okay, so in our session, what we are going to discuss is these are the things that we are going to discuss in our session, guys. Google storage and database services. Okay, the very first service that is what we are going to discuss is Google Cloud Storage. What is a Google Cloud Storage? Why it is important? What kind of a tool it is? What kind of a data it is going to store? All the things related to the Google Cloud Storage. And not only that, very important things about is like security aspect, because Google Cloud is one of the scalable and secured platform. So when you say secure platform, how do you make sure that it is secure? So with the help of the access control, with the help of the retention policies, with the help of the bucket access. So all of these things we are going to discuss. And after that, we are going to look at the cloud SQL. Okay. For that one, let me actually open my pen. Database services. Okay, this is one point where we will be able to learn storage and database services. Okay, in this one, we are going to first see Google Cloud Storage. Yes, Google Cloud Storage is acting as a data lake in the GCP. So we are going to learn all the concepts related to the GCP. So it is acting as a data lake. So we will learn what is a data lake, why it is a Google Cloud Storage is having a considered as a data lake here, how much amount of data we can store in the Google Cloud Storage, all of those things we will see. Okay, and we will see practically how to create a bucket and how to upload objects and how to work with the Google Cloud Storage with from the Cloud Shell or Linux commands. So all of those things we will see, guys. And one more thing. So this is a storage perspective. What about the database perspective? So for the RDBMS solutions, RDBMS, we have Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner, guys. So we have two services which are considered as the RDBMS solutions, Cloud SQL as well as Cloud Spanner. What is this Cloud SQL, guys? Cloud SQL is one of the fully managed services provided by the GCP for running the MySQL database, MySQL engines, as well as PostgreSQL engines, as well as SQL Server. That means if you have a on-premises MySQL, if you wanted to migrate it to the same MySQL with the same version to the cloud, you have these services available, readily available, guys. Okay, so this is a Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner that we are going to see in our sessions. Instead, I would say here like this. Storage services. We have here RDBMS. In RDBMS, we have first one Cloud SQL, second one is Cloud Spanner. Okay, these are the two services comes under RDBMS. What about a NoSQL databases, guys? If you ask me, so in a NoSQL databases, we have a big table. NoSQL databases. So we have big table, and we have one more thing called data store. Okay, so these are the two databases acting as a NoSQL databases in the GCP. One is big table, one more is data store, guys. Okay, so these are all storage and database services. Okay, what is one is Google Cloud Storage, one more is Cloud SQL, Cloud Spanner, and the third one is a big table and data store. So these are the Google Cloud Storage and database services. Okay. So what about the other big data tools that we are learning, sir? If you ask me, the big data tools that we are learning here is because we do get the data from a multiple data sources, right? We do get the data from multiple data sources. Once the data from a multiple data sources we are going to first send it to the storage layer or a data lake or a staging layer. Once we have the data in the staging layer, we wanted to send the data to where, guys? We wanted to send the data to send that data to the data warehouse. After that, there will be a different users will be there. Either it will be an ad hoc request, or it will be a reporting purposes, or it will be a business manager asking for a requirement. So there will be different requirements. So based on those requirements, we are going to create some insight tables on the data warehouse. Those will be used for the reporting purposes, or those will be used for the decision making purpose. Okay, so this is how it looks like this. if I wanted you to understand clearly, so here data will be first ingested into the data lake. So here it can be an RDBMS. It can be a web server on an application. It can be a web server or an application, guys. Or it can be a, a CSV file from an application or IoT data from an IoT application. So you get a data from a multiple data sources. You try to ingest the data into the data lake. So this is your data lake, guys. You try to ingest the data into the data lake, and once you have the data in the data lake, you try to first send the data to the where, guys. You try to process the data and send it to the data warehouse. Okay, what you are doing, guys, here you are trying to process the data. Okay, process the data, transform the data, clean the data, whatever the things you name it, all of those things, guys. Okay, you try to process the data and send it to the data warehouse. Finally, as per the business requirements, it will be creating a ML models. There will be a dashboard requirements. There will be ad hoc requirements. So based on the BA requirements or ML or some ad hoc requirement. Ad hoc. Okay. So this is how it will be, guys. Okay, so this is what is the typical architecture of a data world, guys. A data engineering, in a data engineering, what we will do in a high level, if you want you to understand, this is what we do, guys. So we will be working on an ingestion process. Here it is a source, guys. You can think this is a source. Okay, from source to the staging or a data lake. People call it as a storage layer. Okay, and here we are going to do what, guys? Ingestion, right? Ingestion are collecting the data, and what we are doing is we are doing process. What we are doing in a data warehouse, we are trying to analyze the data, transform or analyze, right? Transform, finally analyze. Analysis. So this is what I am calling, what you know, guys. This is what is mean by a data life cycle. In a data life cycle, you're gonna get the data from a source. You do the ingestion into a storage layer, and you do processing on top of it to clean the data, prepare the data. You do some transformations on top of it, and you try to analyze the data to improve your business. So this is what is called as a data life cycle. In a data life cycle, ingesting the data, collecting or ingesting the data, and storing the data, processing or transforming the data, finally analysis, or you can also say dashboards, report creation. You can also say report creation, reporting. Okay, reporting. Okay, so this is what is the typical life cycle, data life cycle, guys. In a data life cycle, this from the source to the finally reporting, that is where your destination is, right? You are going to create some dashboards, or you have a table that you can do directly do the analysis, or you ingest the data and finally store it in a one, instead of a storage layer, you can just mention it as a storage layer, storing, data storing. Okay. Okay, this is what it is, a typical architecture. In this one, what you are doing, you are having a data sources from here, here, and you are ingesting into the data lake, and from the data lake to the data warehouse. Finally, you will be having a different requests. So based on this one. So in a data life cycle, these are the processes that you are coming up with, guys. In this one, you see, you are having a source, sorry, you are having a source, ingesting, storing, processing, as well as transforming the data. So this is what is a typical architecture. It will be real. This architecture is very helpful for you to understand the data engineering, guys. But here, what are the RDBMS? So, okay, sir, this is a data engineering life cycle. But you tell me, what are the RDBMS technologies that we are going to learn in our sessions? If you ask me that question, okay. So here I have mentioned here RDBMS, Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner. Sometimes it can be a non-RDBMS as well, nothing but a NoSQL databases as well. That can be a big table or a data store. Okay. Sir, for ingestion purpose, what are the tools that we are using, sir? There are plenty of the tools for the ingestion purpose. People are using the PubSub, people are using the Kafka connector. We are going to learn the PubSub, guys. Okay. What about the data lake, sir? As a data lake, we are learning the Google Cloud Storage, guys. Okay. What is the data lake, sir? In GCP, we are learning the Google Cloud Storage that is acting as a data lake. Okay. And after that, we wanted to do some processing on top of it, right? This is also very important step, guys. This is not the very simple step. Processing. What are the processing tools that we are going to learn in our session? If you ask me, I want to mention those points here. Okay. Data processing services. Data processing services, that first thing we are going to learn is data proc for Hadoop and Spark environment. Data flow for Apache Beam with Apache Beam programming model. Data fusion for creating a data pipelines without writing any code. One more is Cloud Composer, nothing but Airflow environment, managed Airflow instance, guys. For creating a DAGs, it is a workflow orchestration tool where you create a DAGs with the help of the Python coding, guys. Very important tool. Okay, you're gonna look at the PubSub. And so these are the data processing systems that you are going to learn in our session, guys. Okay. So this is what I call as a data processing tool. Data processing tools in GCP. Okay. So if you wanted to process the data, okay, you can use these many tools. According to your requirements, sir, if I wanted to work with the data, if I wanted to work with the Hadoop environment and Spark environment, then you go for the data proc. If you wanted to work with a serverless platform and Apache Beam programming model, then you go for the data flow. You don't want it to create a data pipe. You wanted to create a data pipeline, but you don't want it to write any code. You wanted to create a pipeline and do the transformations without writing any code. That's where you have to go for the data fusion, guys. And one more thing, you have a plenty of workflows with you and you wanted to manage all the workflows, schedule them, manage them. And even if something goes wrong also, if you wanted to take care of the fixing the problems, issues, you can look at the logs, all of those things. If you wanted to have, you can go to the Cloud Composer, that is the Airflow manager instance where you will be able to have plenty of options available. You can schedule the pipelines, you can monitor the pipelines, you can create the DAGs, you can do anything in there. And one more thing is a PubSub is an big data ingestion tool where you will be able to streaming data ingestion tool where you will be able to create a topic and subscription for each and every application where you wanted to get the data. So a message will be pushed to the topic and via subscription data will be reached to the final application. So this is what is the data processing tools, guys. Okay. And after that, okay, after that, not only this one, sir. For example, in your company, you wanted to do some kind of a triggering. For example, think that in your data warehouse, you have created one table and that table is having a lot of problems. Okay. If problems are more than one, you wanted to get an email alert. Okay. What do you wanted to do, sir? If a problem has, if the issues are more than one, you wanted to get an email alert. Okay, that is one thing. And one more requirement is like you are creating a data bucket in the Google Cloud Storage and there will be a file uploaded. As soon as the file is uploaded to the data lake, you wanted to send it to the data warehouse by doing some transformations. Okay, so that is where one more you wanted to trigger an event. So if you wanted to do some kind of event based things in the GCP, you have a cloud functions readily available, guys. It is a serverless platforms. You can go for event-based things. That is also we are learning, guys. Cloud functions, very important tool. This is also okay. Cloud functions also we are learning. And if you wanted to manage the user and access, identity and access management, user and project management. If you wanted to manage your project and user access, that's where you have a very bigger tool. It will be available in all the cloud platforms. That is IAM, guys, very important. In IAM, what is a user, what is a user account, what is a service, what is a service account, and what is the role, what is the permission, everything, each and everything, because this will be very helpful for those who wanted to manage the access. Because as a 3 years, 4 years experience, guys, or more than that, we need to understand at least who should be having access to what. Okay, who should be having access to what, and what kind of actions he can do it in that particular service. Unnecessarily we don't want it to provide access to anyone, right? So that is where we will be taking care of all the user access as well as the project management with help of the IAM. IAM is a very authorization tool, I would say. Authorization tool in the GCP, not only in the GCP, it will be available in the AWS as well as Azure as well. Okay, identity access management, guys, that is also we are learning. So you will be able to see here data lake, cloud spanner, cloud SQL, cloud spanner, big table, data proc, data flow, data fusion, cloud composer, pubsub, cloud functions, and user and access management with the help of the IAM. So these are all the tools that we are going to learn in a very detailed manner. Okay, data processing is here. And I sorry guys, I actually forgot a very important tool, that is BigQuery. That is our data warehouse, right? That is also comes, actually that is not a data processing tool, that is a data warehouse tool. It is a BigQuery. Okay. BigQuery. Okay, what is a BigQuery, guys? BigQuery is a modern data warehouse. It is acting as a data warehouse in the GCP. Okay, so this is also one more important thing that I actually forgot to mention somewhere. So this is a very important tool, sir, comparatively. Okay, so this is all about the data warehouse, and if you wanted to connect it to the data warehouse and do some BI activities, we have a data studio and data looker, but we are not just focusing on those data visualization part, but at the end of the session, how people are connecting it to the data warehouse and doing some dashboards on top of our data, how it will be helpful for them. So we will see for those things, but it is not too much deeper, guys. This course is only responsible. This course is mainly intended for the data engineers. Okay, so this is what we are going to do, guys. Okay, any questions anyone having so far on the course content? Any questions, guys?
Yeah, hi Saidhul, good morning.
Yeah, good morning everyone. Yeah,
so in this course content, did you cover all kind of like a AD authentication, like Active Directory part is or not?
so that is comes under IAM. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And cloud functions. Okay.
Yes,
So it's a kind of like a developer tool.
it's a data engineering. Which
Okay.
one you are asking? Cloud functions is a developer tool.
Yeah, no. I'm asking. Basically I'm a .NET developer. So can I
Okay,
consume those services to how
of
my
course.
intention is to create service with authenticated
Sure.
authorized service, and I can consume that service through .NET.
That yeah, you can learn a lot of things here. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
How much frequently will be using SQL?
Your voice is very less. I couldn't actually hear. Yeah.
How much frequently will be using SQL queries?
Yeah, frequency of SQL queries. So I would like you to understand that SQL and Python becomes very famous here in the data engineering. If you wanted to see Cloud SQL, Cloud Spanner SQL, BigQuery SQL, and even if I go to or data proc, and if I wanted to work with the PySpark, I'd be using the Python plus SQL plus Spark. Okay, so again it comes in SQL, and data flow SQL, data fusion, no tool, cloud, it's a Python. So this is how it is, guys. If you wanted to understand all the concepts, whichever, whatever I am saying, so you would be able to, I am expecting prerequisite for the course is a basic, or at least a basic knowledge on, medium knowledge on SQL and little bit of Python. Little bit, at least what is the data type. Okay, all the data types, if you learn it in the Python, that is enough. Okay, but SQL, I would expect a medium knowledge, guys. Okay, so it is, SQL is very important, and as a data engineer, if you wanted to grow, SQL is very much important, and you should be able to understand all the concepts. For example, what are those concepts? Are all the data types, or actually how to create a table, how to delete and update table. Those things are DDL commands and DML commands, and aggregations. Okay, so basic, I would say, so the concepts that you can focus on the SQL and Python, I would like to explain here, guys, so that if you are familiar with these concepts, you are well and good. Okay, in SQL, okay, so all DDL and DML. So these are the basic things. I know you have to just to focus on how to create a table, how to delete a table, how to truncate a table, how to update a table, these things. Okay, and after that, I would expect you to have a aggregate, learn about aggregate things, aggregate functions. Okay, and one more thing is ranking functions, and the fourth thing is we have table. So there is a temp table, common table expressions, and there is also one more concept, so focus on that as well. Temp table, common table. In a temp table, there is a local temp table, global temp table, and the common table expressions. So these things, CTE. And the fifth thing, I forgot one more thing. Yes, mainly, guys. So join. Okay, unions, group by, order by. Okay, group by, order by. I think this is it. If you are just coming up, if you are focusing on these things, that is enough. In aggregate function, min, max, count, all of those things, ranking, row number, a dense rank, a rank function, all of those things, and temp table and CTE joins. You will be at least inner join, left join, right join. That is enough. Unions, union and union all, group by, order by. I think this is enough, I believe, for the SQL, guys. Okay, if I remember anything, I will tell you. For the Python, I would expect you to have first thing, data types, guys. All the data types and differences. Very important thing. It actually takes a lot of time to understand these data types. And okay, then the very next thing is like aggregate functions. How do you do it in the aggregate function? Okay, if you get a time, look at the map and reduce. And if you still get a time, just focus on pandas framework. In a pandas, look at the data frame concept. How to create a data frame concept. That's it. Okay, if you are just focusing on these things, that is enough, I believe. Okay, all the data types, aggregate functions, map and reduce, pandas, data frame concept, if you get it. Okay, but minimum, the basic thing I would expect is this thing, all the data types and their differences. Because if I say list, you should understand what is a list. If I say tuple, if I say a dictionary, if I use some other data type, you should be in a position to understand what is an array. You should not confuse, right? You should not you should not be able to, you should be able to understand each and every term that I'm using in the Python. So that is what I want you to understand. Okay, so these are the concepts that I would expect from you guys. These are very simple concepts. If you sit for this is for 2 days, this is for 1 day, you'll be able to understand all of these concepts. That's it. And development perspective, what we are going to learn in our session, if you ask me. So these are the prerequisite, right? Sir, what I would be expecting, what kind of a development knowledge that I'm expecting from this course, if you ask me, you can expect, I would directly mention here itself, you can expect SQL development knowledge, and one more is PySpark development. Okay, these are the two things that we are focusing on. Okay, so sometimes we are also using the Python, so Python also you can do. Okay, so this is what it is. So I will also tell you how you can actually go for the Java also. So that is also fine. Sometimes one of the code or two of the codes I will also include the Java, but that is more for you to understand. Okay, this code, the code will also be there in the Java. But the thing is like our main focus is on SQL and Python for the data engineering, guys, because it will be really helpful for you if you wanted to grow your career in a data scientist level or a machine learning mode. Because as a data engineer, if you work for the next 2-3 years, you will be able to easily enter into the data scientist roles, or you can also go for the machine learning roles, because it is actually one another linked, guys. Okay. Okay. So this is what is a prerequisite that I would expect from you guys. Okay. Okay. This is the thing that I would, if you wanted to, sir, what are the concepts that I have to go for before coming to attending these sessions? What are the sessions? What are the things that I have to recapitulate? If you ask me, these are the things you recapitulate, guys. Okay, go for recap. And we will be learning SQL development, Python, PySpark, all of these things. No worries, because SQL will be used in most places. Python will also be used in most places. Okay, so that is one more thing. And we will also be looking at different formats, guys, CSV, Parquet, and big data formats. So I will also be telling you what are the difference between the big data formats. So because in the interviews, some people are asking me if you are working on a big data development. So did you work on the Parquet, and what is the main advantage of using the Parquet? Those kind of things also we will discuss in our sessions. That is not a problem. And I think that is enough, guys. If I missed any questions, okay, I think roles and roles offered after this course. Like once I have completed this course, what are the roles I am eligible? If you ask me, you can go for the data engineering roles. You can go for the Google Cloud platform and GCP engineer, GCP data engineer, as well as big data developer, PySpark development. You can able to work in the PySpark, because we are not just working in only one area, guys, right? So you can see each and every tool itself, it is a one project, guys. So data project will be there, data flow, data fusion, composer. So these are all roles itself. Okay. So some data engineer working on a data proc, some data engineer working on a BigQuery, some data engineer working data fusion, some data engineer solely working on creating a data. So this is how it will be. And some people working on RDBMS data migration projects. Okay, data lake projects. So these are all things are related to the data projects only, guys. And after this, all the concepts are covered. Okay, during our course also we are going to cover many projects. So few projects are covered. I mean, once for example, if I am talking about a data proc, while I am doing the data proc, I will be able to cover the project as well. So what are how many projects that we are covering? If you ask me, guys, we are going to cover almost 4 to 5 projects, real-time projects. And one more thing is like these are real-time projects you can able to put in your resume. That is one point. And one more thing I want you to understand is like, okay, so whenever we talk about a one service, I would go to the Google Cloud platform and I will try to explain all the things about that service theoretically and practically, and I will implement a solution there itself. So what you have to do is like you take some time, in the day, and you have to practice the same thing so that you will be able to understand, because practice gives you a lot of knowledge, guys. Understanding everything seems very simple, okay, while I'm explaining everything seems very simple, but after 2 days 3 days, if you don't practice the thing, you wouldn't be able to understand the concept after 2 or 3 days. Okay, I want everyone to put at least spare 2 hours every day, 1 hour for the class, 1 hour for the practice session. Okay, so that is what you have to do, guys. And this course actually takes 40 to 45 hours, guys. More than 40 hours. Okay, more than 40 hours it will take. Okay, we will be having a daily Monday to Friday, 1 hour session. Okay, this is one more thing, and recordings will be shared to your emails. You will get a recording, guys. And one more thing is like what I actually forgot. Course duration, course content, daily 1 hour session. I think this is it, guys. Okay. Okay, this is one thing. And someone is asking me, if you guys have any questions, you can ask, guys. Floration, do speak, please.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah.
So the thing is that no, I am a VMware guy. Come from last 8 years, I'm working in VMware. So this platform is completely new to me. So is that a good decision to go for that this course?
Yeah, it will be really helpful for you guys for going to this course. It will really helpful for you. And because why I'm saying is like a data engineering is a foundational course. And one more thing, in our course, I will be starting from very basic to the advanced. I cover sometimes what is the data. I mean, because when we talk about a relational databases, I would talk about what is the data, what are the classification of the data, what is meant by structured, unstructured, semi-structured data. And one more thing is like what are the types of databases available, DBMS, RDBMS, and NoSQL databases. So from starting very basic to the advanced level where we will be able to automate the data pipelines. Automation, until the automation we will be covering every aspect. So this course will be really helpful for you if you wanted to build your career in the data engineering. Data engineering is not simple, guys. One more thing I want you to understand, very trending technology, very trending. As data keeps on grows, data engineering will be a very trending and hot job for getting a lot of opportunities. First thing, because data keep on grows, data engineer will be in a trending job. Okay, and there will be a plenty of opportunities and highly paid job, guys. If you go and look at the highly paid jobs in the world, data engineering is one of the job which is a highly paid jobs. Okay, yeah. Someone is asking
So
for a duration. The course duration is 40 plus hours, and course fee you can able to contact the team so that they will be able to help you on the course fee, guys.
Okay. Yeah. So one more thing, sorry for interrupt. One more thing.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, the prerequisite that SQL and Python is needed. So, but I don't have that knowledge. That's the reason I'm getting.
So that is the reason. There are people here who does not know the SQL. There are few of my students who does not know the SQL and Python. But what I suggested them is like the only thing. Why my point of mentioning the concepts here is this one. You take a snap of this one. If you wanted to build your career in the data engineering, you take a snap of this page and look to go to the Google or YouTube or anywhere. There are plenty of resources for SQL and Python. Only focus on these concepts. I'm telling you, it wouldn't take 3 to 4 days. Okay, getting the basic knowledge on these concepts, it wouldn't. That's the reason I have mentioned here the concept. There is no point of mentioning the concepts if you guys already know it. So there are few people who does not know the SQL, who does not know the Python, but still they wanted to enter into the data engineering world. So that is why I have mentioned here the SQL concepts and Python concepts. You take a snap of it and keep it with you. And we will be going to the deeper concepts. It takes 1 week or 1.5 weeks when we enter into the deeper concepts, main concepts. Meanwhile, for this next 5, 6, 7 or 1 week plus 10 days, you will be able to focus on these concepts and get a knowledge on it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
MySQL or MS SQL will be the
Both are
same.
same.
All are same.
Both are same. No worries. Yeah.
Okay.
So someone is asking me, I'm planning to make a move in the data engineering. I'm having a 10 years of experience in the Oracle database. How it's helpful for me? I'm telling you, if you are coming from a Oracle database, or if you are coming from a, same background like MySQL or a support engineer or whatever the data, if you are working in a data world already, this course will be really helpful for you. You can get a good opportunities. First thing, a lot of hike you can able to expect, guys. A lot of hike you can able to expect. Okay. Okay, so you can expect a good opportunities, and you, if you wanted to be in a trending job, this role really help you. You worked on my Oracle DB. It is kind of a very good job, but you wouldn't be able to get a high XR. You wouldn't be able to get a laptop opportunities if you wanted to try it out. But data engineering is a very trending job. After 10 years, you wanted to again switch a job. It is again very trending. So it will be there for next 10 to 15 years. Data engineering in a very good position, guys. But this is one thing. And what is the course fee, and who can help us to let us know? So for the course fee, guys, you can actually go for, okay, um, you can contact the IT team. Okay, so they will help you on this thing. Yeah. Any questions anyone having? Some people, okay, sorry guys, there are plenty of questions in the chat. I would try to explain one by one. Okay. And so is this course specially catering the data engineering with GCP and generic cloud computing with Google Cloud? Both. Okay, that is both, guys. Any project included in this course? Of course, guys. Don't worry about the project. Real time when I started my working, and still I am working in the projects. So those projects are I have created as a data engineering project here. Even with the triggering and cloud functions also I have created how actually the cloud functions will be used in the projects, how a BigQuery will be used in the projects. So those are real time things. You need not to worry about it. How long this course is helpful for you? Sorry, might have missed as you just joined. And this course will be a 40 to 45 hours, close to 2 months, guys. You can think of this course takes close to 2 months. We will use SDK, guys. I sometimes tell you how to install the SDK and all of those things. Yeah. Did you cover cloud computing engine? Yes, cloud computing engine. What is a cloud computing engine? What is a Kubernetes engine? What is the app engine? Basic concepts related to that we will be covering, guys, but not more than that. Yes, because it is a data engineering course. While attending the interviews for the GCP data engineer, the expert certification in GCP data engineering. Certification is mandatory for attending the no, guys. Okay, no. It is not mandatory, but if you have a data engineering certification, this will be really helpful for you. Okay, that actually gives a lot of, if there are 100 points, out of that 10 points or 15 points will be added to you by with help of the data engineering certification. But that's not directly get you the job, land you a job, but the concepts that we are going to cover, if you are having a good knowledge on all of these concepts, this will be really helpful for you to get a job. Yes. So one more thing I want you to understand, whenever I was talking about a one concept, let us just say, okay, let's just say data lake. When we are talking about a data lake or a BigQuery, so for a data lake, I'll try to give you some assignments, guys. Okay. And whenever talking about a BigQuery, I will try to give you 2 to 3 data sets for your assignment. Okay. You have to, what you can do is like you spare your time and focus on the answering those questions. Okay, so that you will be able to, when you try to complete those assignments, you will get a lot of knowledge and creating a lot of knowledge and using that particular solution. Okay, that is one more thing. And the data engineering is not all about the development, it is also about the architecture, guys. So you have to focus on, it's not that I should use the BigQuery in a very good way. It's not like that. You should understand that how the BigQuery is, how we can use the BigQuery for a very efficient manner, and how BigQuery helps in a GCP, and how it is different from the other cloud tools and other on-prem tools like Hive as well as Redshift and Synapse. So you have to understand that concept as well. So our aim of the course is to get a development skills as well as the architecture points, because architecture also very important for us to understand. Every data engineer should go to the data architecture and machine learning solutions. Okay, so this is what we have to understand. Any other questions anyone having? Okay, so you can expect this thing from our course, guys, both actual development plus architecting. So these are the two things that we can expect. And I have mentioned here the all the course details on the chart, guys. You can also go through it. Okay. So time of the timings, I actually forgot to mention the timings, guys. The timings are same timings, guys. 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Okay, same timings every day. Okay, so these are the timings. Yes. Yeah. Any questions anyone having?
Yeah, Saidhul, I have one question. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting just I have to create one sample web application. Then how I want to deploy that application in the cloud? Is it possible to cover in this session? I mean, in this course content or not?
Actually, for the deploying the pipelines and deploying the things that we are going to discuss, but application, because we are not an application developer, so that thing is not covered.
Okay, thank you.
But creating a data pipelines, deploying those data pipelines, because that is where we are focusing on as a data engineer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Someone is asking a batch time that I have mentioned here, guys. On premises to the cloud, yes. Data migration on premises to the cloud that we are covering. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Anyone? From tomorrow onwards, we will be having a initial classes, guys. Today is a demo class, right? So that's the reason. Yesterday's we had a workshop. Today we are having a demo class, first demo. So in the first demo, I'm telling all the things that we are going to cover in our session. Tomorrow, I am going to start with the Google Cloud Storage. So before that, I want you to understand how to create a free tier account. Okay. So I would tell you tomorrow itself. Okay. It wouldn't take more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay. Tomorrow I will tell you how to create an account. And this is an course content and everything, guys. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, if we have time, I will tell you how to create a free tier account today itself. Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is it for today. So hope I have given you a good understanding of what are the services that we are going to cover in our sessions, and hope you got some idea about a data engineering and a prerequisites, as well as what kind of things that we have to focus on before entering into the data engineering, and what kind of learnings that we can expect out of this course. Okay. Okay. So there will be a comparison, guys. So someone is asking AWS to the GCP. Whenever I am covering one service in the GCP,